Okay, I guess I'm supposed to go this way. Wyatt says, so I can't say anything concrete, this is a random stray thought. I'm willing to bet the people that say that they don't like it are upset because if wizards hadn't taken over and everything just kind of worked, that system wouldn't need to be there anyway. I could run there, but then I'd have to hold shift, and he's not getting any more dead, so... There you are, Conrad. Took you long enough. Evening, Gary. Fill me in. Seems like Banny was shot by a sniper when he was out on the balcony. His secretary was with him when it happened. Clean headshot, he was dead on spot. Staff's pretty shaken up, but no one else is hurt. Any developments since she was shot? Anything suspicious? No, seems the sniper hit their target and ran. I also asked the staff if they noticed anything unusual prior to the attack. The secretary and the priest said no, the bodyguards refused to talk to me altogether. How come? Bunch of radical Drovian nationalists, conspiracy nuts. They're still in shock. Give them a moment, they're all traumatized right now. They're supposed to be professionals, they've got to snap out of it. If they keep refusing to cooperate, I'm taking them in for obstructing our investigation. This is Gara, not some lawless rock. Hold on, did you say priest earlier? Yeah, a guy from Banny's staff, his spiritual advisor, and a somewhat prominent Soviet front member. The guy's fucking annoying. Callroy says he can barely keep him away from Banny's body. What's the priest trying to do? Fuck if I know, some weird ritual. Anyway, we're trying to figure out where the shot came from. Has to be one of the opposite high-rises, but we don't know which one. I've already started looking into it, and I think we can pretty much rule out the casino. They ramped up security tonight because of a big fancy event. It'd be near impossible to get a gun in there. And very stupid. We need to track down the perp as soon as possible. Get up there and give Young a hand. Copy that. You realize how big of a shit show this is, right? I can't believe he got shot. What did we miss? I mean, we checked everything, kept tabs on everyone. Banny seemed to be in nobody's crosshairs. How in God's name could that happen? Let's find out. Seriously, Conrad, we better have quick results on our hands. If we don't, we'll be first in line to be out of a job. Yeah. And, you know, there might be a war. Just get up there and find out what their shot came from. Report back to me when you're done. I have a few phone calls to make. Roger. So it sounds like maybe we are getting into the first puzzle. Short answer, it, maybe Soul Ring, is only there because Wizard seems it necessary. Is the reason why some people are mad. You don't know if it's the right thing to say, but it's kind of refreshing to hear me cuss. Thank you? So this is the car over here. I'm just kind of looking around the outside first before I go inside. There might not be anything out here, but just trying to be thorough. My tongue. I bit my tongue. That hurt a lot. I'm okay, though. Okay. Inside we go. I can't believe it. Unbelievable. Just leave us alone. Okay, go in the door. Something on that table there, but I guess it's just a pixel. Neil, over here. It's always nice to see you, except, you know. It's the middle of the night, there's a dead guy on the balcony. Yeah, well, I call that Tuesday. It's Friday. For real, I'm glad you're here. Gary's been acting like, you know, himself. I'm just setting up my mobile lab and I can use your help. Our #1 priority is to find out where the shot came from. Chief already prepared a case sheet. Let me send it to you right now. You don't mean anything bad by that? It's just a welcome change of pace, if you know what I mean. Yeah. Your tongue may be in your mouth, but you don't have to chew it, Letters. Good gosh, lol. Yeah, you'd think with, you know, eating every day for over 30 years, like, I would be better at it. Let me send it to you right now. He wants you to submit it as soon as you think you got it. Take a look around and talk to Banny's staff. Maybe that will get us closer to the answer. Got it. Oh, one more thing. We're still missing an important piece of the puzzle. We didn't find the bullet yet. Let me know if you do. Alright, I'm on it. Press H to toggle outline mode. New mode. Objects with yellow outlines can be interacted with. People with orange outlines have something to tell you. Objects with blue outlines hold new information when examined. Gray outline. Oh my god. Okay, gray means nothing new. Okay. As you progress, people with an object you already interact with may hold new information. Okay, so gray is ignore, everything else interact with. Got it. Oh. It has information, but it won't allow me to interact with it. Okay. It was Tuesday. Don't let this guy sweet talk you, Conrad. Excuse me, sir. Are you with the CDI? I am, Neil Conrad. Pleased to meet you. I am Priest Arjun. I was Mr. Bandy's spiritual advisor. I kindly ask that you let me take off Mr. Bandy's jewelry. It's a very important part of the Saviant farewell ritual. We must free the dead from their worldly possessions so they can safely cross over into the afterlife. Must be done before the souls completely left the body, and we're running out of time. I'll hand the jewelry over to the CDI right away. It has no value to me. I understand, but I can't have you moving the body. It's crucial evidence that can't be tampered with. Do you believe in something, Mr. Conrad? Rare. My personal convictions are irrelevant here. CDI has a clear protocol concerning the handling of murder victims. It does not allow touching them. So do you believe in protocol? Listen, Mr. Arjun, I'm not here to discuss philosophical questions with you. Please, I will be very careful when taking off the jewelry. I will make sure not to alter any of the evidence. Garian state likes to pride itself in its tolerance and liberty. This is your chance to prove to me that those are not just empty words. I'm sorry, we can't take any chances here. If you want us to find the culprits, please stay away from the body. So, they're empty words after all. I pray for the corrupted Garian soul. Alright then, I'm sorry. The Sakura Hotel looks like a fancy place even at a distance. Maybe 150 meters away. A casino, a pretty noisy place, might help disguise the sound of a gunshot about 200 meters away. Foreign Minister Banny, as dead as it gets, clean headshot. Guess who forgot the button to toggle things? I know they just told me a spacebar, spacebar, spacebar. That's what it is. The Gadel Hotel. Those are all over the city, 180 meters from here. What in God's name is a spiritual advisor? You must physically observe you praying to some deity? LOL, I'm advising you spiritually. I don't know. I feel like spiritual advisors have kind of been a thing since religion started. Somebody who, like, teaches you how to do the thing. Maybe provides counseling. Rocket Tower houses some multimedia conglomerate about 300 meters away. Alright. Alright. I want to know what this little question mark thing is here. That's an actual thing. If you feel bad making a joke about it. I mean, don't worry about me. Like, I'm not religious, but yeah, it's common terminology. The bullet disappeared into the wall behind this closet. It's locked. Gonna walk around a little bit, see if I can find anything else. I've decided the question mark thing is just on the HUD to let me know I can't interact with things because I'm observing. Hello, Comrade CDI. Are you with Mr. Banny? We already talked to your colleagues. I know, but I need your help with something. Do you know where I can find the key to the cupboard upstairs? Why would you need to look in there? I think it contains an important piece of evidence. You've never heard anyone use that terminology before, so it was out of left field. Ah, okay. I'd prefer if you didn't mess with anything before Drovian authorities arrive. Drovian authorities? We prefer this to be handled by our own people. The sniper will surely be off planet by the time that happens. We'll share our findings with them anyway, I promise. Oh, like you promised to protect Mr. Banny? I understand you're upset. We'll take full responsibility for this when the time comes. You will, huh? What will the punishment be? A promotion? It's okay, Eddie. We don't want to fight. It's only convenient for Gara that one of the champions for Drovian independence is out of the picture. They said teacher or priest, you'd understand. Sir, please calm down. We're all on the same side here. I understand how you feel, but the purpose is still out there. We need to get to them quickly. We have another target. We need to find out now. Shouldn't be too hard. Who else is pissing off your government? I'm gonna try to keep being nice. Please be reasonable. I'm not your enemy. Yes, you are. Listen, the assassin might be on their way to the next Drovian target right now, and you can't do anything about that, but the CDI can. You decide if your personal grudges are more important to you than your people's safety. Just give him the key. It's not like there's anything in there. Fine. Here's my keychain. This better lead to something. Much obliged. Yeah, I feel like that was not the time to play hardball. I mean, that's the bullet right there, isn't it? Oh. Young, look at this. The bullet was inside the cupboard as we expected. Here it is. Good work. Hold on, let me have a look. This kind of projectile usually doesn't go very far. They probably used a comparatively small rifle to better disguise the gunshot. It was fired from a distance of no more than 200 meters, I would say. 250 tops. Good to know, thank you. By the way, I forgot something earlier. There. You should now be able to submit the sheet I sent you. I don't know if you have all the evidence yet, but you're now able to send me your conclusions once you do. So no more than 250 meters, huh? Most of these places were not that close. So it could be Sakura Hotel. Not Rocket Tower. Could be the casino, but they said that the casino had heightened security, so probably not the casino. But could also be Gadel Hotel. So Sakura Hotel, Gadel Hotel. I thought there were 4 buildings, but... Okay. Yeah, I thought there were 5 buildings, but I guess not. So it's one of the 2 hotels. We just don't know which one. Maybe I can talk to these guys again and be like, yeah, we found the bullet. Thank you for your cooperation. Two wooden spheres, dubbed bawas. Savians use them when praying together. Tolerance seems to be an empty word on Gara. Keeping an eye on him. You're interested, you're learning or have been learning a bit about how we humans conceptualize thought and how we think and our brain's internal processes. That's cool. I do think that different humans think differently, though. It'd be interesting to find out, like, what is kind of the same. seem like there's anything else in here. Did you know it was found that people think in their first learned language? I mean, that makes sense. Neat. Maybe I could look at my cell phone. Anything you investigate will be cataloged here, neatly organized by location. Don't know what the Bawas have to do with anything. While it makes sense, it was found recording the brain activity in people, there were noticeable similarities between people who shared a common language. I'm not ready. Good evening. Ma'am, are you okay? Huh? Yes, we were just talking about our plans for breakfast, and then he... Were you close? Yeah, I've been working for him for a long time. Did you notice anything suspicious since you came here? No, Joseph's been on edge lately, but that only makes sense. Are we safe here? What if the sniper comes back? Sniper's long gone. They had a clear target. You're not in danger. For a second, I thought he just tripped, but then I saw... Do you remember the way he fell? I was standing to his right, and he fell away from me. So you think the shot came from one of the buildings on the right? I guess so. I just stood there and stared at him. Smith came and pulled me inside. Thank you. That's all. People on their way to keep company. They should be here soon. Okay, so then that would make me think if it came from the right, then it's probably the Sakura Hotel. Because the Sakura Hotel was on the right. Okay. That's probably all I need, I think. They don't seem to want to put this on the table, but given the angle of the fall, it could have been her delivering a close-range shot. Kinda seems like maybe I've gathered all the evidence at this point. Yeah, it's got to be Sakura Hotel. I really think that's what they're leading us towards. Because this is too far away. Alright, I'm gonna submit my answer. Saw you submitted the sheet. Report back to Gary and ask him what to do next. I think you should get to the location. Got it. See you later. Dude, what if I just, did the wrong one and then we go investigate the wrong place and then it's like, oh, the guy got away. Wyatt says, basically in our hands, there are two processes, System 1 and System 2. System 1 is your brain's first line of attack. System 1 is the reason why when you ask you what color grass is, you immediately say green. With noir games, you often leave the plot twist for the last clue. Any new findings? The bullet probably came from Sakura Hotel. Good job, Conrad. I'm sending Saito to lock the place down. You head over there. I'll catch up as soon as I can. Listen, about those bodyguards. It took some convincing, but they helped me find the bullet that killed Manny. Let's cut them some slack and question them tomorrow when the shock's worn off. Since when do you have a soft spot for Drovian extremists? I don't, but these are special circumstances. Anyway, you should get going. I'm on my way.
It wasn't until I was on my way back to the train that I noticed the park's obscene size. The night was cool, and the Mansion District was probably the quietest place in the whole center. It was one of the last spots in the area where buildings hadn't been stacked on top of each other like toy blocks. My head was unusually clear, and to my surprise, I noticed that I was in a good mood. In retrospect, I believe that it stemmed from a sense of purpose driving me forward that night.
See, this game is actually fairly linear, even though it's giving you the illusion that you're choosing where you're going. It's not telling you where to go, but there are a lot of dead ends. So even if I forget which direction I came from, it's like, oh, clearly that's not the way. Pretty slick. System 2 is the logical part of your brain. This little guy helps you solve complex math problems we do, and a bunch of other cool stuff. Young, what's up? Listen, Neil, police just got an anonymous tip from Sakura Hotel. Whoever sent it to them didn't provide a lot of details, just that they've been in contact with a suspicious person. Why so vague? I don't know, but it looks like you definitely got the right building. Thanks, Young. Talk to you later. I like that I never have to wait long for the train. If I just stand in front of the doors, the train just comes. E. Good evening, Neil. Hey, Saito, looks like you beat me here. Well, the rest of us use cars, you know. I know. Let me bring you up to speed. We locked down the hotel and told the staff nobody can go in or out. Holloway's keeping an eye on everybody in the lobby. I flew a drone up to the highest room. Long says that's where the sniper might be. It's empty. Lights out, no signs of life. Figured as much. Snipers don't usually stick around. But I did see lights in the room below. Maybe the guest in there saw or heard something. I'll pay them a visit. The receptionist said that the sniper's room was rented out to a gentleman named Diaz. I got his ID chip number already. Currently running a citywide search for it, but without success so far. Do we know what Diaz looks like? They don't have any surveillance cameras in the hotel. You know how it is, rich people and their privacy. So no, we don't know what he looks like, but maybe you can find out. I opened a sheet. Let me send that to you. What'd you tell the staff? That we have reason to believe a dangerous criminal escaped from the hotel? Good work. Let me know if you get a hit on our perp's ID. I'll be inside if you need me. Good luck! Problem is, System 1 and System 2 need each other. They work together in our heads, and all things that we need System 2 for, System 1 also tries to figure out. This is like how we actually make decisions before we realize we have made a decision. And a lot of the time, those decisions are based on System 1, and then System 2 makes a post hoc reasoning for why we made that decision. Good evening. Good evening. Neil Conrad, CDI. Could you answer a few questions? Naturally. Do you have any relevant information on Mr. Diaz for me? Anything suspicious? Nothing out of the ordinary. Send all the information we have to your colleague. Payment info, ID number, those kinds of things. I see. I'd like to have a look around Diaz's room. Do you have a universal key card or something? If it's absolutely necessary, yes, it is. Here you go, sir, but please be careful not to disturb any of our guests at this late hour. Thanks, I will. Good evening, Agent Long, CDI. Hey, Gary, I've got a key card. Let's have a look at Diaz's room. All right, let's get up there. Please keep it down in the corridors if possible, and mind the carpets. I'm watching the witnesses while you're upstairs. Okay. Close but not quite, Wyatt says. An almost empty whiskey bottle, and a pretty expensive one at that, judging by the receipt. Can you give me a problem to illustrate? Sure. It's a piece of paper. It's empty except for a strange hand-drawn symbol in the middle. Might be relevant. Fancy bathtub. Maybe the perp used it? We should have the whole bathroom checked for DNA. Hey Gary, could you come over for a second? Did you find something? Pretty sure a piece of the window pane was cut out and put back in. Judging from the blue residue, they used a pocket laser cutting device. Think a sniper could have fired from here? It's possible. He'd have to be a really good shot, though. I also saw a tiny blood stain on the carpet below. Maybe the perp cut himself while he handled a piece of glass. Good work. I'll go back to my post and call the DNA guys. Let me know when you're done. Okay, that's probably it then. the... Stay calm, ma'am. We're with CDI. I'm CEO of Norton Robotics. I'm serious. We're Agent Conrad and Agent Long with CDI. I'm also serious. I'm Clarissa Norton, CEO of Norton Robotics. Oh. Didn't CDI teach you to knock first? There was no knock option! We're in the middle of a high-profile investigation. Manners still matter. On that note, would you mind calling off your armed drone? Fine. Please make yourselves comfortable. We'd rather stand. You need to answer a couple of questions. Everybody wants a piece of me these days. Make it quick. I'm a busy woman. Did you hear a gun earlier? A gun? What kind of war zone is this? Answer the question, please. No, but now that you mention it, I heard some noise earlier, sometime between 1 and 2. I thought someone had popped a cork. Anything else? Make it quick. I'm a busy woman. Do you know your upstairs neighbor? Here in the hotel? I never saw him. But I heard him take a phone call in the corridor earlier, around 11 o'clock. 11 in the evening in the corridor. I believe he was pacing up and down the hall until the person he called picked up. Then he went to his room. Was it a live conversation, or did he get a recorded message from someone off planet? He spoke too, so it must have been a live conversation. What did he say? I don't know. I didn't pay much attention. He might not have spoken Garian at all. Anything else? That's all, thanks. So you're gonna leave me alone now? We might still have to bring you in for questioning, but for now, please stay put and await further instructions. Of course I'll stay. My tea isn't even cool enough to drink yet. I think we're done up here. Let's go downstairs. A couple potential witnesses are waiting in the lobby. We really need to track that Diaz guy down. Maybe one of them has seen him leave or even spoken to him. Go ahead and question them. You should also have a look around. It's no crime scene, but you never know where you'll find a clue. I'll be waiting at reception. Come talk to me once you think we're done with the place. Saito, anything new? Well, I tried to find out how Diaz escaped from the hotel. Banny was shot at 1:39. I suppose that Diaz left shortly after that, probably between 1:45 and 2:15. So we have an idea when he left. The big question now is how. There's a functioning ID scanner at the door that only picked him up once, when he arrived. That means he can't have left through the front door. Could he still be here? No, I've had my drone scan the whole building for his ID twice already. He must have gone out through the back door, but you don't get far that way by foot. My theory is he was picked up by a getaway driver in the backyard. There's a vehicle tracker on the launch pad that scans each car at the exact time it lands there. Cars aren't allowed to stick around for long on the launch pad. It's just meant for quick deliveries and pickups. Here's the thing. I went to ask the guard to pull data for me a couple minutes ago. He said someone had turned it off earlier tonight, swore it wasn't him, and that he hadn't noticed. We have to find out who it was. If we confront whoever helped Diaz get away, we might find out where he went. I'm sending a sheet to your cell. Submit it as soon as you think you know who disabled the tracker. Maybe the traffic data will still help, even though parts are missing. The guard says your AR module can read it directly from the scanner on the launch pad. Roger that. Excuse me, sir. Can I ask you a question? Happy to help. You know what Mr. Diaz looked like. Unfortunately, I never met him. The reception wasn't occupied when he checked in last night. He used our electronic check-in service. Thank you. Happy to help. Did you see anybody leave between 1:30 and 2:15? No, I was fast asleep until I got called down to the lobby. I have my own room upstairs. Your own room? Do you live here? Mostly, yes. Thank you. Happy to help. My colleague said the guard is in charge of the vehicle tracker in the backyard. Is that correct? Yes, Mr. Smith. Is the tracker ever turned off? Turned off? No, it operates around the clock. And it doesn't usually break or have hiccups of any sort? I don't think so. It was installed the day before yesterday. I can't imagine it's already acting up. But Mr. Smith can certainly answer your questions about the tracker in more detail. He's usually not in contact with our clients. I apologize if he appears untrained. Thank you. That's all for now. Excuse me, sir. How can I help you? Did you see anybody leave between 1:30 and 2:15? I was right here all night, but I didn't really pay attention to that, sorry. We gave a concert earlier, and I kept playing for the people that stuck around. Thank you. Have you met Mr. Diaz? Diaz, the guest from the 8th floor? I think I talked to him yesterday. He was having a late-night drink at the bar after he arrived. I was packing up my things when he went to his room. I asked him about the viola he was carrying. Quite an expensive model, I have to say. Did he show it to you? Yola, huh? Did he show it to you? No, he kept it in his case. He generally wasn't the talkative type. The gun was in the viola case. A bat and a ball together cost $1.10. The bat is $1 more than the ball. How much is the ball? Uh, 5 cents? I think I did that math right. But the initial instinct is to say 10 cents. So maybe that's the, that's what you're talking about? Cognitive biases? What does Diaz look like? He's a redhead with a beard. Thank you. That's all for now. Excuse me, madam. Could I ask a few questions? Okay. Did you see anybody leave? Nope, I was back in the kitchen cleaning some glasses. Had a lot of dishes to do after concert tonight. Can I go now? I have a young boy at home and the sitter can't stay much longer. Sorry, the hotel's on lockdown till further notice. You might want to give them a call. Could be a while till you could leave. Thank you. I have another question. Okay. Have you ever met Mr. Diaz? Diaz doesn't ring a bell. Don't think he ever came by to my bar. Thank you. That's all for now. That's weird, because the pianist said that he did come down for a drink. But then the bartender directly contradicted that. So that's awkward. Makes me think one of them is lying. Like, let me check the log to make sure. Let me check the log to make sure. But pretty sure they directly contradicted each other. Yeah, so bartender said, I don't think he came to my bar. Pianist said he was having a late night drink at the bar after he arrived. So one of them is probably lying, and it's probably the bartender, because she seemed squirrely. Evening, could you answer a few questions? See anybody leave between 1:30 and 2:15, or a car picking someone up? Could be a bunch of people got picked up after the concert, but I'm more interested in people going in than going out. I see. When was the concert over? Started at 20:30, took about 3 hours, but some people stuck around at the bar a little longer. Thanks. Heard the vehicle tracker was turned off tonight. Do you happen to know why that is? No idea, really. It's supposed to be running around the clock. Sure it was turned off and didn't just malfunction? Pretty sure. It said it was offline. I just turned it back on and it seemed to be running fine now. Plus, it's only been there for 2 days. It's a good brand, too. Can be turned on or off from anywhere other than this booth right here? No. And it's just been you here all night, nobody else. Well, sometimes I take a break. I usually ask Felicia or Bernd to take over and keep an eye on everything. Felicia or Bernd? Felicia's the bartender, the one that was shut up about her stupid kid. Bernd's the pianist. Okay, so that's pointing toward it's one of those two. Did they take over for you tonight? Yeah. Let's see. Felicia at about 2200, Bernd at 45, both for about 15 minutes. Thanks. Have you met Mr. Diaz? Diaz, who's that? A guest from the 8th floor. He arrived last night. Nope, haven't talked to any guests in a while. Thanks. That's all for now. So the question is, which one of them is it? Oh, let me see if there's anything else to be scanned here. In fact, the important thing you want to show you is the System 1 thinks it has its own brain. It will hit you over the head with the right answer. Okay, so wow, System 2 actually solves the problem. Yeah. Sorry, am I interrupting something? Nope. Going for a smoke? Yep, might as well. Sounds like you're going to keep us here for a while. Probably. Hey, I have a question. Do you always store your whiskey in the backyard? That's an expensive brand to just leave out here. Oh, looks like they forgot to bring in part of tonight's shipment. I'll let the bartender know. Was the whiskey dropped off here by car? Yeah, the alcohol often comes in pretty late. Do you remember when they landed tonight? No. Wait, I do actually. I saw them arrive when I went back in after a break. It was precisely at 22:10. Are you sure about the time? Yeah, I was looking at my cell right at that moment because I got a message. Thank you. You should understand the system, too, doesn't justify your impulses. It uses logic to make the right decision, so you don't have the response to those impulses. So I think if stuff was coming in at 22... then, and that does seem to say 22:04, 22:10, like, that was the alcohol shipment, and then it looks like there aren't anymore. Then, if I go and look at the log again... Okay, so, I think that means it could have been either one of them still. Because if that last shipment came in at 22:10, 22:04, 22:10, or maybe it's saying that 22:10 wasn't logged. So maybe Felicia disabled it during her 15-minute window. But that's assuming the pianist is telling the truth. Because his thing is not logged. So, also I have... oh, the sheet, yeah. So it's one of those two. We're not sure which one it is. Ask you a few questions. Okay. The vehicle tracker. Turned off earlier trying to figure out why. Do you know anything about it? I heard you briefly took over for the guard a while ago. I did, but why would I turn off the tracker? I wouldn't even know how. Thank you. That's all for now. Excuse me, sir. How can I help you? Vehicle tracker. Turned off earlier tonight. Wondering if you might know something about it. Did you stand in for the guard tonight? I did, but just for a few minutes and I touched nothing. Was the tracker still turned on while you were there? I really don't know. I just sat there till he came back. Thank you. That's all for now. So am I really supposed to be able to figure this out from what I have? There isn't any other clues? If there aren't any other clues, then I assume we take the pianist at face value. You're rambling about nonsense or whatever in the middle of the game. That's not nonsense, it's interesting. I wonder if, the creative expensive whiskey is the same kind, that is upstairs. Let me see if I can find out. Just kidding! It will not allow me to use the elevator. You say nonsense, judging what's happening in the game, it's kind of relevant because you have to figure this out. Yeah. Like, it's pretty clear he went out the back door. Like, how he got away isn't some huge mystery. Well, I guess let's look at the sheet. Oh! Yeah. Perp's hair is red. They probably have a viola case. Their beard is red as well. I can go back to the logs to double check that. I mean, it's probably the bartender, but I don't know for sure. Am I supposed to be just making a guess? I feel like it's pointing me toward the bartender. But I have to assume that the pianist is not lying. And if he was, you know, the wrong person, he would have reason to lie. But I'm gonna guess it's the bartender because the stuff stopped after she was doing her shift. We can't go back on our choice, so hopefully we're right. Use your system to brain. Yeah. Afraid we have to have another chat. Really gotta get home soon. I know if you have kids to take care of. Guard told me you took over from his break at 2:20. After that, no more vehicles were scanned on the launch pad. However, the guard said people were picked up in the backyard all night. According to the pianist, there was a delivery shortly after 10. There's no record of it. Tracker must have already been turned off. Care to explain what's going on here? Okay, sounds like maybe I correctly deducted. If you won't be honest with me now, I'll have to take you in for questioning. What? No, I have to get home. Mr. Diaz is suspected of being involved in an interplanetary murder case. I don't have to tell you how serious it is to be complicit in something like that. Murder case? Shit, I didn't know what he was up to, okay? It was about the money. Did he kill someone? Please tell me everything from the start. Diaz was at my bar last night. He offered me a drink. At first I thought he was going to hit on me. Then he said he needed my help, that he was expecting a visit today, and that his visitor wanted to stay under the radar. He asked me if I could do him a favor and turn the car tracker off, offered me a bunch of money for it. I had to take it. I really needed it, okay? I didn't think it would do any harm. I assumed it was about a secret lover, maybe a famous one. Wouldn't be the first time around here. It's also pretty commonplace that our guests ask for special favors. This was a pretty small one, honestly. And then I saw Diaz leave tonight. He was picked up by a guy in a white van. I realized he had lied to me and I got cold feet. That's when I called in the anonymous tip. I'm imagining your character going, you did it, you're the killer. So that was you. Why didn't you say right away that he got away in a van? I don't know. I panicked, okay? I said he was suspicious and I hoped you'd take it from there. I didn't want to implicate myself by drawing attention to the car. I see. A white van, huh? Did you catch any more details about the car or the driver? No, I'm sorry. What does Mr. Diaz look like? He's a skinny, tall guy with red hair and a red beard. Please, you have to understand, I didn't think it was a big deal. You can't tell anyone. I could barely make ends meet. I can't lose my job or go to jail. I have a son. I mean, I'll think about it, but, like, it might have to be that it comes up. I'll think about it. Oh, I can run indoors. Nifty. Hey, Gary. What's up? I think I might know how our guy escaped. He bribed the bartender to turn off the vehicle tracker in the backyard. After she did that, a white van came to pick up Diaz. Bartender gave me the anonymous tip to the police when she realized that Diaz had lied to her. Sounds like a risky plan, banking on the cooperation and silence of a stranger like that. I think that part was improvised. The tracker was installed only 2 days ago. Don't you think she might have been an accomplice from the get-go? Accomplice. Unlikely. If she was, I don't think she would have called in a tip. Okay, the second this game brings up morality, I'm out. I could not make that choice. I mean, but he's immediately telling Gary, so, like, the cat's out of the bag. Gary does not give a crap about people. Maybe, but we should have arrested her for sure. Honestly, just leave her be. We got bigger fish to fry. What are you talking about? She's clearly involved in the whole conspiracy, knowingly or not. She did something she thought was insignificant to make some extra money. She's probably underpaid and she has a kid. Do we really want to risk her going to jail? She should have thought of that. Knowing makes us complicit. We'd be breaking the law. The law and justice aren't always the same thing. And she called in the tip. Gentlemen, I've been looking into that white van while you were talking. A vehicle matching the description passed by a nearby security camera at about the right time. Pretty sure that's it. I followed its trail. It was last scanned a few minutes ago. It seems to be parked now. Where? In the lower layers, just a few train stops away. Excellent work. Conrad, you go and check it out. I'm waiting for the chief here. He's on his way. Wanted to see this place for himself. And I'll get back to HQ. I'm of more help with the database at my fingertips. Copy that. I'll catch the next train and keep you posted. So that's what Gary got up to after rotation. Trains always seem to be a-running. Alright. It is time to take another ad break. Got 3 minutes left here. So, our Causeway Canal. Staying up all night investigating this thing. Making sure there isn't a cutscene. Track down Diaz. Alright. We shall BRB in about 5 minutes and continue on.